shack at. The bottles getting nippy up the crack and we stacking chips. All of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced. Leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call it truth. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
Cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers. Happy Thursday, June 22nd to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. Got off to a real nice 5-1 start yesterday and ended 5-3. Red Sox let us down, and so did the White Sox for that matter. But it was important to have a winning day and start stacking winning days and start getting some confidence here. Justin McElvey in the house. Stacks play today. Diamondbacks over 9.5 at Rockies spot. That was a tough break, man. Those early runs, I thought you were in business. Hope you had a great 45th birthday, though, Justin McElvey, my guy. Let me copy and paste your Diamondbacks action here. There's top set in the house as Nats keep me from sweeping my 9 plays. I love that. There's Razor Sharp pick 6-0 day yesterday. He's cashed 11 straight. Gave out the Tigers and the over in the chat. Let's stay hot. Razor Sharp picks. Top set took the Marlins at -135. And that line, I could have got -135 this morning. And I was hesitant for maybe it's a mistake. But for that juice and with what Braxton Garrett's done at home, it's probably the winning bet. There's a ton of big bets on the Pirates, and the markets is moving briskly towards the Marlins. It probably was the spot to attack. There's Joe Walsh ready to get to work. Ron Crawford is rolling. Another winner yesterday on the spreadsheet play today. He's now cashed 6 of 7 here on the show. 24-18, 57.1% plus 6.12 units. ROI plus 14.5%. Average line -102 for our guy, Ron Crawford. Spreadsheet play of the day is in Atlanta Braves. That's a tough one. That one pops off right away. I have a feeling that Nola shoves, and I don't know why. We know what Acuna does to Nola. We know what Austin Riley does to Nola. But I just have this feeling, and we know what the Braves did to Nola May 25th. And then we have Bryce Elder. We'll break this down with Jose, but we have Bryce Elder, who has had 3 straight home starts. And I kind of like fading a guy off of 3 straight home starts, but he's been excellent on the road. I did move on it. There's been a huge market move for the Phillies from dog to favorite. I mean, even Ron Crawford getting the -110 is much, better than was around right off the top. The Braves were pretty decent sized favorites. I wanted the Phillies first 3 even, but that was -130. The Phillies first 5 was juiced pretty heavy. I was upset at the -120 Bet365 was offering, but Pinnacle was offering -119. Which is telling me that the market thinks Nola's going to shove, But I'm only on the Phillies first 5. And look, we know what the Braves have been doing to righties, 317, 937 OPS since June 1st. So I'm nervous that you are on the other side of the full game there. Crypto-ish Von Polo, top set saying Braves in the over have been cash money. Newquarker says LSU cashes again. I was thinking of you, man. I was thinking of you when LSU had that big inning early there. Great job. Real Deal Prime says have to catch the replay in 3 hours-ish. Peace, and he's out. BJ says absolutely love the spot for the Padres. Look, I've bet more on that. I guess this ties for the most I've bet on a baseball game this year. And it's nerve-wracking going up against the Giants. And but I'm with you, PJ. And I think there's going to be runs in the game. And RVD 420, Andrew G. Von Polo says Blue Jays and Reds got me paid and Giants money line. Nice job. Series business. Dan Kelly, great to see you, Dan. I know the summertime you're on the golf courses around upstate New York. But thank you for dropping by and saying what up. There's Alfred in the house. Says Brave odds are going the wrong way, but he still likes the Braves. They are very quickly going the other way. And Marlins -1 at +108 is the gift. Marlins -1 at +108 is the gift. Wow. Gift was God, the gift. You want to be on the side of the gift as much as possible. And I'm not on the other side, but I came so close to betting this already and I didn't, and the line has gotten away. All right. And he had a great day. I love that, Justin McAvey. You had a great day. There's Jeffrey Blue in the house. And look at those numbers for the gift. TJ says Philly getting pounded. So, I get it. It's definitely up to you whether you want to believe in these market moves or not. And look at TJ's success. But notice that the Braves aren't the gift. 1 of 1, Benny has Acuna or Ozuna for a home run at +360, +370, respectively. Clint Star, the diehard MMA podcast, says, massive shout out to Razor. The man went off yesterday. I tailed into the bank. I love it. Mike M in the house, top set Philly team total over 3.5 and full game over. Nuke Worker has the Braves at +100 at +365. Oh, yeah, the market's gone fast towards the Phillies. Wow, +100, I'm surprised at because it was just -110 each way when I moved on the Phillies first 5. And the Phillies first 5 moved 5 more cents. I like it. Londo, it's your 31st birthday today. Yes, you will get a birthday pick. We went 1-1 on our birthday picks yesterday. Upsetting. 1-1 for Justin McAvey. We have to do better today, and we will. Razor sharp picks. Braves +107 and the over 8. Look at that. Look at that. It's not a gambler's first glance because the market has gone in the opposite direction. But the man is hot. So now look at this. You have spreadsheet and razor sharp picks both on the Braves. Topset said, I will bet the Braves. I'm a little resistant myself. I'll go over all of that. Happy birthday, Londo, my man. 31 years old. That's exciting, man. Andrew G says you're jumping in front of that freight train, the Giants. No thanks. Look, I get it. All right, let's get to work. We start with CFL. My record is bad. 7-10, 41.2%, minus 4.58 units. ROI minus 26.94%, average line minus 114. Lost 2 team totals by a half point. Lost the overs. Well, I cashed the 1 team total with the Argos over, but lost the overs with 2 interceptions in the end zone. I feel like I'm seeing things clearly, but I'm not showing the profits. And here I'm going up against everybody. Every single person I've seen is on the over in BC Lions, Winnipeg Blue Bombers at IG Field in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Sunny, 72 Fahrenheit, 1 mile per hour winds. And I'm going up against everybody in this spot. I've read stuff. I've seen. I get it. Bombers have scored 87 points in the first 2 games of the year. Everybody's seen it. And everybody expects them to keep running up the scores. Going up against a BC Lions team that arguably has the best defense in the CFL and just shut out the Elks. So let's go over the line history here, and I will let you guys know why I'm going up against everybody. And this was not the plan. I didn't realize everybody was on the over. I bet this 3 days ago, before a lot of cappers action came out. Let's discuss this. First off, we'll use Pinnacle for line movement. This opened up at Pinnacle with the Bombers -6, -107. They're -6, -111. They got up to -6, -127. That was, 2 days ago at 1 a.m, but it's come back since then. A 4-cent move to the Bombers. Let's go over to the total in this one. This one opened up at 49. It stayed there. There's been a 2-cent move to the under 49. So a 2-cent move away from the over at Pinnacle. Other books had it at 49.5. I bet the under at 49.5 at Bet 365. It's now at 49, so it's dropped a half point there. Nuke Worker says, tough betting against the Bombers at home. I'll give the 6. Stimmy OG is on BC +6. I doubled up on this under. I'm on the first half under 24 at minus 110 and the full game under 49.5 at minus 110. I thought about some other options here, and we'll discuss this a little more. So I think the Lions defense will step up. I also think that the Bombers know. And we're going to go over the Bombers' injuries in the secondary, and Jeff Goat's injured as well. We're going to go over these injuries. But the Bombers know that people are anointing the BC Lions as the best defense in the league. And I think that not only will the Lions defense step up against the best offense in the league, but I think the Bombers defense is going to want to send a message to the rest of the league. The Bombers coaching staff has been all over them. And I mean all over them. They let their foot off the gas against Hamilton. You know, they've not looked very good defensively. And they allowed 405 yards to Trevor Harris last week. Now their offense completely rolled. I think this is a very different football game. I think this has, I know it's week 3, I think this has a playoff feel with the Lions heading to Winnipeg. The Lions go into Winnipeg and they lose and they lose and they lose. We know what the Bombers do at home. They cover and cover and cover. I have those numbers here as well. And the Bombers are 24-9 against the spread in their last 33 home games. The Lions are 0-5 against the spread their last 5 trips to the Bombers. TNC says Blue Bombers smash in his opinion. I thought about taking the Lions team total under. I really think Winnipeg's going to want to fight back. I do not think that the Lions are going to be able to roll offensively. And I don't think Zach Collaros is going to keep going the way he's going. So he's 44 of 61, 647 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. He has the best offensive line in the league. This is a very dangerous Bombers team. We know that. Now their defense is being called out. The Bombers were down defensive backs Jamal Parker and Winston Rose to start the year. Now Jackson Jeffcoat is on the 6-game IL. And Alden Darby, defensive back, and Demario Houston are listed as questionable. That is a problem for the Bombers, but I'm telling you, I do not believe, and I will continue to say this, I do not believe in Vernon Adams Jr. through the air. He's got the most electric wide receivers in the league, and his best receiver, Dominic Grimes, is out, suffered a foot injury against Edmonton. Now, Lucky Whitehead comes back. He missed last week's game. He's going to be available from BC. We know what kind of receiver he is and what kind of defense back he was in the NFL receiver here for us. In Winnipeg, they have Dalton Schoen, and he's expected to be back, but he's got a hip injury. We don't know. He's questionable. Brady Oliveira is listed as doubtful. They're running back. So I believe that this is going to be an extremely different game than the first 2 games the Bombers have played. I have not seen anybody else on the under, not one other person. You know, sometimes you got to stand alone. I'm on the first half under 24 and the full game under 49.5. That is our CFL breakdown. Now, tomorrow, Bobano and I will break down all of the rest of the CFL games. It is time to move on to MLB, coming off a 5-3 day. Got off to the 5-1 start. Blue Jays first 5, Blue Jays full game cash. Chicago, Pittsburgh first 5 under 4.5 cashed. Chicago, Pittsburgh full game under 8.5 was a loser. Astros first 3 minus a half at plus 110 cash. Astros first 5 minus a half cashed, and those were fortunate cashers. I mean, well, we were fading McGill, but we didn't realize that Javier would look so bad. The Angels first 3 minus a half, first 5 minus a half was voided with the pitching change. And I was sitting outside. The kids were playing, and I was like, I'm not betting this again. 94% of the cash was on the Angels, and the line was moving towards the Dodgers. I should have let my balls hang, as our Jay's final take would say, and flipped. But instead, I just stayed off, and I didn't bet it again. I tweeted that out that I wasn't going to. White Sox first 3 was a push. White Sox first 5 was a loss. The Phillies first 5 minus a half was postponed, but I bet it again today. And I don't need to take a minus a half to get the same number. Now I'm going up against a tougher pitcher. Well, we don't know if Shaver is that, the 20-year-old is really that much worse than Bryce Elder. I mean, he's 20 years old pitching in the majors. I've got to switch this over. Sorry, I have the wrong. Let's get over switch account so I can answer you guys here from my own personal account. And let's get to work. Let's get to work in MLB. Thank you guys for rolling with us. We have afternoon baseball here for us to attack. We got Razors action in. We got Ron Crawford's action in. Let's bring on our next guest. He is our producer here. He is the backbone of this channel. And he is the star of Say Hey Plays Today. Please welcome from San Antonio, by way of Virginia, by way of Venezuela, Jose Bouquett. Jose, how are you, my friend?
Jimmy, I'm doing okay. It's an exciting day for San Antonio.
Yeah.
It's a good day, draft day for the NBA. Victor Wembanyama comes to San Antonio today, so everyone's very jazzed up about that. By the way, if anyone in the San Antonio area is around looking for a place to watch the draft, to Southtown 101, obviously a great place to watch it. I'm sure you guys saw on social media the lovely mural, I can't say that word well, that we have going on in Southtown right now. ESPN was down there this morning. They'll be down there again tonight. So come by and say hello.
Yeah, man, I wish I was there at the Southtown. I was thinking about the Southtown today, man. I'd like to get down there as soon as possible.
You want to know the random thought I had this morning?
What's that?
This is going to surprise you. I'm going to probably be married the next 3 years to Helga. I will be honest about that. And I had this thought. I was like, dude, could you imagine a low back wedding? Just inviting just a bunch of the people in the comments, like you, Pete, just imagining you guys at this wedding here in 2 years or 3 years, whenever it'll be. And I was just like, wow, what a thought. So that's what I woke up thinking with this morning.
Wow, things have changed quickly here. Very, very quickly.
Yeah, it happens. That happens. So I was told, and it makes sense. Sometimes the grass isn't always greener, I guess,
Oh, that's true.
Speechless.
That's true.
Speechless. I've left him.
Look, I want to be a supportive friend. So let's get to work. Let's get to work. MLB 1:05 p.m. Eastern. Atlanta Braves at the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on this spot. Razor sharp picks on the Braves plus 107. That really makes me nervous. The spreadsheet play of the day. Look, I get why people want to back the Braves, and I get why the numbers would say that the Braves, should be bet from a spreadsheet analysis. But to see Razor, who cares very much about these line moves, show no fear, scares the shit out of me, because you would think watching this huge move, I mean, we're talking dog to favorite. You would think that, God, and look at this. And now he's getting plus money on Atlanta, and he absolutely loves it. This opened up for wagering at 6:47 p.m. last night. I don't know how it did, because we weren't sure if the game would go or not. And there was, it wasn't announced that Nola, would be in going up against Elder. But let's say we don't believe that. Let's say we don't believe this Phillies at plus 116. Let's say we want to start it at what? At 9:11. At 9:11, it was plus 110. That's when we knew the game was going to be postponed. Then plus 103 by 9:20. So people know at this point. Then plus 101 at 11:30 at night. Then this morning, this becomes a minus spot. Still, though, the Braves are favored. They're favored until, and even at 9 a.m., money's coming in on the Braves. And then the flip happens around 9:48 a.m. The Phillies become favorites, and they become big favorites. This got up to minus 117. Right now, it's minus 115. If we count from when this line opened, there's been a 31-cent move towards the Phillies. TJ says, JTB, I got in on the Braves at plus 107. Said I had to take it. Mike M says Aaron Nola 15-1 straight up at home in day divisional starts. Professor Chris has the Braves on his model at minus 157.
Jesus.
So he's on the Braves money line, run line. So everybody is. I haven't seen anyone on the Phillies, which obviously is concerning. Let's bring up the cash flow here on this one. You have 38% of the tickets on the Phillies and 74% of the cash. So big bets coming in on the Phillies, and a lot of very strong cappers liking the Braves at this price. So let's talk about the weather here and then hand it over to you, Jose. Also, of course, we want to know batter versus pitcher stats, and it's the Phillies haven't seen Elder. That's got to help Elder, and this is a Braves team that a lot of them have got to Nola and just got to him on May 25th. So I fear being the only one that's kind of trusting this huge market move very much. But against Nola, Acuna's batting 350. Riley's batting 444 with 5 homers. So, two bats that are absolutely raking. But then, Albie's 245, Arcia 063, Rosario 143, Darno 161. So he can get some of these guys out. Nick Allegretti says, sounds like it's Price versus Hart. Viper is on Philadelphia money line, but he's concerned. Joe Yerkert says, it depends if you believe in Elder's regression. The big bets say so. They do say so. And also, you have these 3 home starts in a row. Piker says, are those cash metrics pinnacle only, or is it a collection of the books? It is a collection of the books. The cash metrics are a collection of the books. They're not pinnacle only. Okay, so on the road, Elder's been spectacular. 3-0, 1.76 ERA, 209 opponent's batting average. Look, he hasn't allowed a home run in 30 2/3 on the road. He's been very good. Aaron Nola's not been good. He's not been good this year. It's easy to say that. 4.66 ERA, 1.10 whip. Topset says, I think this line really should be the Braves minus 115, though. I mean, that's what it opened at. TJ said Nola planned on pitching yesterday. We were told yesterday, TJ, that the Phillies knew all day and night that the game was going to be postponed. So we were told that. So that does change the thought process. They never came out at all for warm. They just knew it was going to be, supposedly, they knew it was going to be postponed. But I hear you. I hear why you guys are on the Braves. Sorry, TJ. I don't know how they at 7:15 when the game was supposed to start. One beat writer said they know the game's not going on tonight. I don't know, TJ. But supposedly they knew that the game wasn't going to be played. And if you looked at the weather by 4 or 5 o'clock, when I looked at it, there was straight rain throughout the whole game. It was never going to stop raining. So I don't know. Maybe they looked at the weather. Braves versus righties, they smashed them. 317, 937 OPS. Phillies versus righties, 281, 787 OPS. And the Braves bullpen is very, very dangerous. 2.13 ERA, 1.04 whip. So I'm on the Phillies first 5, minus 120. And, about that, TJ, just to dive in a little further, when did Nola start? Nola's been, pitching for 9 years? I mean, he's not a kid. I mean, he knows he's been in these situations before. Joe Yerkfer says line is still moving toward Philly as we speak. It's wildly moving towards Philly. And I would love to hear why Razor's not concerned about it, because that's usually something that he cares about very much. Okay, Jose, this is a fascinating game to get started. I'm sorry I waxed for so long. Take it away for us, Braves, Phillies.
No, I don't really have much to say about this game, so I'm glad you did. I had even capped this game with Taijuan Walker on the bump, and then, of course, they postponed it, and then it's Aaron Nola, so all that good stuff. But I honestly just passed this game, and I'm with you, honestly. Again, and people will say, are you lying to us or you don't say honestly? But I would much rather be on the side with the smaller percentage of the bets and the higher percentage of money. That's just like a general rule of thumb that we all try to follow if you have access to this stuff. It's almost at your sweet spots percentages too, 30-70 there as well. I mean, I know Bryce Elder has been one of the best pitchers in baseball, a great story, but again, how long will that last, et cetera, et cetera. I would just rather have the home team here. So, I would take the Phillies, but it's going to be a close, tough game. I never like fading the Braves, especially when the Braves last 2 weeks have been the best offense against righties in baseball. So it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm looking forward to how this bangs out. This game pops off in an hour and a half, and thank God we have a couple guys who have stepped up here with Philly. So, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Razor also on the over here. Let's take a look at this over. Also,
I would be too, but I saw the line drop as well. It was pretty weird.
Yeah, but again, that didn't phase Razor. He's on the over 8 here.
Oh, fuck yeah. Dallas Keuchel signs a minor league deal with the Twins. Let's go. Bring them up. We need it.
Sharpie says, morning, it's time to rise and shine. Aaron Nola get back day is real. Since last year, 10 times, giving up 4 more runs, having a quality start in 9 of the next games, going 7 innings in 7 of them. Dabby Cabs on the first 5 over 4.5. Don't Panic says, I had to take the Braves at plus 105. Felt like that was a gift. Well, this total opened up at 9 and has gone all the way down to 8. I mean, this is just all right. Wow. This will be fascinating to watch without a doubt. And good luck, everybody, on this one. Mike M says, Braves are world beaters and they're plus money. Run to the window and take that cash, but not him. Troy Torrance on Phillies first half. Okay, there we go. That is our first game on the board. And I have 5 bets that I've made in MLB and 2 in CFL. And I've only bet 2 games. And I only have 1 bet on the 1 game. So you can tell I'm heavily invested in the other one. It doesn't come around for a while. So let's move on to the next one here. Arizona Diamondbacks at Washington Nationals. We're in Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. And Jay Stone looking at the Atlanta and the over 7.5. Top set on the over 8 as well. There's AOD in the house. All right, Diamondbacks, Nats. Let's go to Nats Park here. By the way, we didn't do the Ballpark Pal at Citizens Bank. It's pretty good. Minus 3% home runs, minus 2% runs. So not a big deal there. Not a big factor. Let's move over to let's get all of this off here. I don't like Fangraphs up anymore. All right, let's get over to the weather here for game 2. Game 2 weather. Where the hell is it? Jesus, I've got too much shit up here. Okay. Well, let's just go to Ballpark Pal here at first. Nationals Park, minus 11% home runs, but plus 2% doubles and triples, plus 6% singles, and plus 1% runs. Those are there's only 2 parks that have plus % in runs. And that's Progressive Field and Nationals Park. The other 6 are all negative here. There's Nut Flush Allen in the house. Nut Flush, I've invested heavily in the Giants game, and not knowing your thoughts on it makes me very uncomfortable. But let's talk this one. We have Tommy Henry going up against Jake Irvin. Let's go into the line history here. First off, we'll talk about the money line for this one. We have the Nats opening up at plus 138. They're now plus 132. So 6 cents of movement towards the Washington Nationals. Let's take a look at the total here in this one. This is another total that's been dropping from the opener, but Pinnacle opened it up at 9.5. Other books did open up at 10 that came out earlier. This was opened up at Pinnacle at 8 a.m. this morning. So it opens up at 9.5, juice to the over. And it went down to 9. Went down to 9 at 10:42 a.m. Came back up 13 minutes ago to 9.5. But we have a big 16-cent move to the under. So 16-cent move to the under and a move to the Washington Nationals. Let's take a look at the cash flow then for this one. We have 14% of the tickets on the Nationals and 49% of the cash. Then on the total, we have 33% of tickets on the under and 87% of cash on that under. Sorry. Joe Yergis has refreshed the Ballpark Pal screen. Okay, sure. Thank you, Joe. That is okay. That's changed. Wow, it's changed a little bit. So minus 9% now home runs and 0% run. So only one park is plus. Thank you for that, Joe. So let's talk about Tommy Henry here. Tommy Henry coming off a really strong start at home, but he's had 4 starts on the road, and he's looked bad in them. 6.75 ERA, 14 strikeouts and 9 walks in 20 innings. He's allowed 6 jacks in those 20 innings. Going up against Jake Irvin, coming off a nice start at home where he's not been very good, and that was versus the Marlins. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 4 Ks, and 2 walks. The Diamondbacks are smashing righties, 275, 826, and Nats are not hitting lefties, 229, 623, and both bullpens are bad. Take it away here for us, Jose Bouquett. Stacks play days on the over 9.5. That's dropped to 9 in this one. What's your thoughts, Diamondbacks Nationals?
Yeah, this is just another easy pass for me, honestly. This is funny. This is Tommy Henry's 3rd time seeing the Nationals. I was shocked to see that. I was like, oh my gosh, how has this dude seen them so many times? You might have touched on it and I didn't hear it, but his first start against the Nationals, 5 1/3, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 10-5 win for them. He was minus 135 against the Nationals, and that was at the Nationals. At home against the Nationals, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, minus 125 favorite, and they won 8-7 that day as well. That was on June 6th and May 6th as well. So I just don't love the seeing him for a 3rd time in such a short order, I'll be honest. I don't think anyone has seen anyone for a 3rd time this year yet. So this is probably the first time it's happened this year. So, I mean, I could see the Nationals bats getting to him here, but the last 2 weeks, or should I say last month against lefties, the Nationals are 27, 64 weighted runs created plus. So I would rather just take a Arizona -1 here and just move on with my day, but I'm passing here.
Wow. Yeah, there's been a big move towards the Nats, even on the first 5. At Bet Online, 11 cents of movement. Huh. Wow. What are your thoughts on Jake Irvin?
I thought he was a lot better than he was. First 2 starts, he gets the dub, pitches well, and now he's lost 6 straight games, even though he pitched well last time out. I don't have enough confidence in him to have 2 back-to-back good starts, honestly.
University of Oklahoma. Do you remember him from back then?
No, I can't stand college baseball. College baseball is a joke, unfortunately.
He doesn't look very good in Rochester this year, and last year he was high A. He started in high A in 2022.
All I got from that, though, Jimmy, is that he's big pussy. I can tell you that. If he faces any adversity, he'll fold. Probably run from the police, too. And get caught.
Yeah, God. And that Marlins team is kind of rolling right now, and he's got consecutive home starts. Slow Jams Arsenault took the under 9.5 this morning. I kind of like the Nats.
Nats first 5?
Yeah, or first 3. Wow, the Marlins are now minus 160. Holy shit, that was a mistake. He bet an hour ago minus 135. Nick Allegretti says, I feel like the Nats seeing this guy for the 3rd time. The over should be the play. Yeah, I get it, but
I've heard a couple of people say the over in the chat as well, and you've mentioned it already, but the market is just crazy with this. 67% of the bets on the over and only 13% of the money. That's why I'm not on the over here. That's and the line has not moved, budged an inch. It was 9.5 last night, still 9.5. So maybe that's a good sign. There's so much money on it, everyone betting the under, and then it just flies over or whatever. But it's just a little sketch for me. So that's why I've just complete stay off the game.
First 3 is plus 105. First 5 is plus 120. Oh, God.
Jimmy contemplating betting bum fights. This is the mantra of this show right here. Everything that betting with the bag is encapsulated into this game right here.
Fuck, man, I got to move on to Nats. I just wonder if wow. Okay. TJ says over's obvious. Open at 10 down to 9. It's wild. Wild that would. Okay. I just don't trust Jake Irvin, you know?
Yeah. You guys I would not trust people from Oklahoma as well. And Remos's hands are sweating for sure.
No, he's talking about my hands.
His hands, yes.
Yeah.
Are they sweating, Jimmy?
Yes, they are.
I can confirm mine are also sweating too. So it's nice.
All right, I just want to take one last look at Jake Irvin, who's shouldn't really be trusted. Now, so he faced Arizona 2 starts back. They didn't start him for 11 days. He started on the 6th, then he doesn't start for 11 days, and then he looks pretty good at home. You know, he's looked okay at home, but look, Arizona's seeing Irvin again. Okay, look. Troy Torrance, yes, a huge move to the under. Well, not huge. I guess that's a little much. But some offshores had it at 10. Bet Online had it at 10. Pinnacle opened at 9.5, and it's now at 9. So, yes, I do. All right, you know what? I'm off of this. I'm off of this. I can't do it. Nick Allegretti says, don't overthink it. Take the over. No, I'm absolutely going to overthink it. I'm absolutely going to overthink it. You think the books are just giving us this gift, putting it down to 9 so that we have the push available just to help us out? Okay. I move on. Don't Panic says, Jimmy, these are the days I live for in Cabby. He says, nothing looks good and the market's all over the place. Christmas in June for the emotions. I love that. Don't panic. All right, let's roll. Let's roll. Darren Turner says I was going to take this over this morning, but I stayed off after seeing the weather. You know, the weather isn't really pushing too much here. You know, it's not hurting anything. I don't know what happened to my Swish. Let me get Swish back up here, but we just went over everything. It's not changing anything too much. Let's see what they have it here over at Swish, if this is really an issue in Washington. 6.5 miles per hour, and it's not. It's non-issue. All right, let's move on. Good luck to everybody in that spot. Walk This Way says, weather's fine. I live here. Troy Torrance's database giving him strong under trends. All right, let's move on to Boston, Minnesota. 1:10 p.m. Eastern. Boston Red Sox 39-36, 18-18 on the road. Minnesota Twins 37-38, 22-19 at home. Target Field, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Take a look at the weather here in this spot. And opening up at 87 Fahrenheit. Sticky, 7.8 miles per hour right to left, and then becomes right to left slightly out. Ballpark Pal has Target Field minus 10% home runs, but plus 7% doubles and triples, minus 1% runs. You know, I had a disagreement with CMAC on our live stream when I said that bullpens have never been better in the history of our sport. And he didn't agree with that. And that's part of the fun, capping with friends. You know, not everything you say has to be agreed upon. But I believe it. And I keep seeing these teams with bullpen days very tough to beat. And why wouldn't they? You can use 5 or 6 different guys, pick the right spots in the lineup to use them. You got all these guys coming out of the pen, you know, throwing 97 plus. You know, why wouldn't you? Vitalis says that he's on the under 9 in this one. So my first thought was I kind of like the Red Sox here on bullpen day with Justin Garza starting things out. But then Joe Ryan with consecutive home starts, he got lit up and smoked by the Tigers last start. Why wouldn't he bounce back here? You know, why wouldn't he bounce back here? At home, Joe Ryan is throwing 37 and 2/3, 3.35 ERA, 203 opponents batting average, 42 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 3 home runs allowed. And 2 of them were in the last start. He had only allowed 1 home run at home before that last start. Red Sox are hitting 266, 777 OPS versus righties. Twins 236, 708. Red Sox bullpen's being pretty good, 3.55 ERA, 1.30 whip. Twins bullpen 3.94 ERA, 1.23 whip. Let's pull out the line history here. We'll start with the money line. Sorry, I'm on first 5s. Apologies. Let me just go over the full game. And let's take a look at it. So we have the Twins opening up at minus 164. They're now minus 148. So we have 16 cents of movement to the Boston Red Sox. Then from a total perspective, we have this opening up at 9, and that's where it stands right now. Now, interestingly enough, though, this opened up at 9. It dropped 8.5. This opened up at 9 at 8:33 this morning at Pinnacle. Then 9 minutes later, it's at 8.5. It only lasts there for a couple minutes before it's at 9. Drops back down to 8.5 at 10:30. Still sitting at 9 right now with a slight move to the over since the opening line. So this is, and TJ says market flew to the Sox yesterday too. No, you're absolutely right. Sharpie says Joe Ryan did not get destroyed versus Detroit. He had one bad inning and still went deep into the game. Okay. He allowed 6 earned runs. But I guess we have different ways of looking at that. So Jose Bouquett, let's take a look at the cash here. I mean, one bad inning. Okay, he got destroyed in one inning. And that caused his team to lose badly. All right, let's pull up the cash flow here for this spot. We have 37% of the tickets and 53% of the cash on the Red Sox, then 72% of tickets, 93% cash on the under. Take it away for us, Jose, Red Sox Twinkies.
So Brandon Walter is going to be the primary today for Los Red Sox, and it'll be his major league debut. So I'm going to be very interested and very tuned into this game. The two names that Red Sox prospects guys have been talking about pitching wise have been Chris Murphy and Brandon Walter. And Chris Murphy came up earlier, like 2 weeks ago, I guess, earlier in the week as well. Came up, has pitched beautifully. And honestly, I have just kind of implicit trust in 99% of Chaim Bloom pitching or prospect decisions. He's just been spot on with that. I don't know what it is. Development has just been great with that so far. Unless you're a homophobe, obviously, then you're a bad pitcher. Obviously, we just cashed in on that, thankfully, Jimmy. So I'm excited to watch Brandon Walter. He's a lefty. He pitched like shit ass garbage in AAA. 1-5 with a 6.28 ERA. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of throw out AAA stats out, Jimmy, and I'd rather just look at the prospect rankings and see what those guys say. If they think he's gonna be good, I'd rather trust that. His last starts in AAA, 4 2/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs off 2 home runs, 6 Ks, no walks. Take that. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs again, 1 home run there, 7 Ks, 2 walks. And then one more, if you guys want it, a bad one-ish, 4 2/3, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, a home run there, 4 Ks, 2 walks as well there. I really do think the Red Sox are going to be in this game, and shockingly enough, everyone will be surprised by hear that from me. Joe Ryan has pitched against the Red Sox once before already this year, and this will be his 4th time actually pitching against the Red Sox in the last 2 years. Pitched twice against them last year. The first time he pitched against them was the moment I discovered Joe Ryan, and it was like, wow, he's Zach Greinke 2.0. That's just what he is, and that's what he's going to be for the next fucking 10 years of his career. So it's going to be good for him. But 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs there, and a 10-4 win for them. It's good one, bad one for him. I kind of expect him to get touched up here a little bit, and a plus money price here, a big plus money price. I like the Red Sox here. I have not made it official. I didn't bet it last night. I didn't when I had the chance, and I haven't bet it yet. So maybe I'm being a little scurred. I don't know. But I will say a lot of people have been saying the under in this game, and I agree with you on the face of it, honestly. But Mike M said all of these games that these teams have played have gone over 7-0 to the over here. So that's concerning. 72% of the money and 72% of the bets and 92% of the money on the under here as well. So if I guess if I had to take it, I'd take first 5 maybe, but I'm passing here and I'm just close to taking the Boston Red Sox yet again here, money line, but we'll see.
Can we confirm something? Brandon the Great saying DraftKings has the Braves at minus 120. My site that tracks the legal American books says that DraftKings has the Braves at plus 105 and FanDuel has them at plus 108. So if we could just clear that up so that there's no confusion here, because Brandon the Great thinks there was just a monster move to the Braves. And if somebody can find that out, that would, or confirm that, that would be great because I have completely different information, Brandon, and I would like to know if mine is wrong here. And there has been a 25-cent move in the last 10 minutes towards the Braves. Yeah, this one is tricky. I expect Joe Ryan to bounce back. Here. Thank you, guys. So, yeah, DraftKings still a plus 105. So it just hasn't refreshed or something, Brandon the Great. So I don't know what I mean. Why do people think Brandon Walter is going to be a good pitcher? This guy was forgotten in the draft. This guy's not been good in AAA. He's had, he had 2 starts last year and 12 starts this year. He's been terrible in Worcester. He's been great in AA. Well, that helps when you're, fucking 26 in AA. So I just don't understand. Why do they think he's going to be?
He's just got good stuff. That's what all the scouts say. He's one of the top prospects for the Red Sox. And the Red Sox have not been a fucking pitching development fucking juggernaut. The Brian Bayo's the first pitcher since John Lester to be homegrown and actually be good. He's the 20th best prospect in the Red Sox system right now. And it's just, basically why he's pitching is that there's no one else. Chris Murphy can't be called up again. Shane Drohan, who's another Red Sox prospect that everyone's excited about, is too young, not ready yet. And like I said, since spring training, everyone's been kind of excited about him. Now, I will admit, I think there definitely is a minor league fatigue at some point with these guys. Like Chris Murphy and Brandon Walter both were up in Major League spring training. They've both been talked about getting called up kind of all year. And they finally put Corey Kluber on the Phantom IL. That guy's washed up. That's the last time we'll probably see Corey Kluber pitch a baseball game ever again. No way is that a real injury. That's just a Phantom IL spot so they can open up the roster spot for him. And like I said, I trust Chaim Bloom. He's done a great job with pitcher to prospect development. Everyone that he's called up this year has played well to start off. I mean, fucking Jarren Duran, who was the fucking worst defender of all of baseball last year, suddenly got his shit together, even though he fucking let one drop last night that gave me PTSD. I trust the Red Sox here to win the game, full game. It's just I'm not betting it, I guess. But like I said, I lean that way.
Well, we're both sort of pushing out here because I am afraid to bet the Nats early and you're afraid to bet the Red Sox. But I have heavy action in a game coming up here shortly. But
by the way, I did the same thing you did unknowingly, except for a different game.
Well, that's exciting. Well, let's keep rolling. Next up, 1:10 p.m. Eastern, Oakland Athletics 19-57, 10-28 on the road at the Cleveland Guardians 35-38, 18-17 at home. We're at Progressive Field, Cleveland, Ohio. JP Sears going up against Logan Allen, 2 lefties that I have trouble trusting. Let's get into the weather first at Progressive. It is 69 Fahrenheit, 7.5 miles per hour right to left, and then after a couple hours, it's in. Then let's take a look at the Ballpark Pal and see how they see this one at target. Minus 10% home runs, plus 7% doubles and triples, minus 1% runs. So not a big deal. JP Sears, something that's happened to me here, and it's got to change. It's got to fucking change here. Is I am so tied into my success here in MLB. It's affecting my entire life.
I understand this. This was my first 2 months of baseball.
But yeah, it's just affecting my back is all fucked up. I can't sleep. I'm just a fucking mess. I'm a mess. I'm angry.
Well, Jimmy, I can say the same thing. You know what happened to me my first couple of months of the season, and then on the beginning of the show, I say I'm going to get married the next 2 years, 3 years. So.
Okay. Yes, Piker, we did do the cash, but I will remind you of it in the Red Sox game. We have 36% of the tickets and 57% of the cash on the Boston Red Sox, 61% of the tickets, 93% of the cash on the under. Okay, JP Sears, Logan Allen. Let's take a look at the line of history here in this one. I'm going to shut down the American books following the line history there. But I should mention, Troy, I should talk to you about that because you can do the same thing that we're doing with the offshores. You can do that with the legal ones. I'm sure you know, but I'll show you the best sites for that. Here we go. So the total in this one at Pinnacle, it opened up at 8. It opened up at 8. Slightly juiced to the over. It lasted there for 5 hours before it moved down to 7.5. It was at 7.5 till 4 this morning, back up to 8, dropped again to 7.5 at 10:11 this morning. So this is all over the place. But right now it's juiced to the under. 6 cents of movement since the original line came out. Let's go over to the money line in this spot. Logan Allen versus Sears. We have the Tribe opening up at minus 169. They're now minus 163. Why that's interesting is because this was only moving slightly, very slightly, but towards the Tribe. They got up to minus 174. So it's just 5 cents towards them. And then there was a 10-cent move at 11:19 a.m. towards the Oakland A's. 10-cent move towards the Oakland A's. So Sears, 1-4, 4.24 ERA, 1.06 whip. His last start was pretty good. It was at home versus the Phillies. He went 7 innings, allowed 4 earned runs, 3 homers, 7 Ks, no walks. On the road, this year he's not been good. 41 and a third, 5.23 ERA. 42 Ks and 11 walks is not bad, but he's allowed 9 home runs in those 41 and a third, 234 opponents batting average. Let's take a look at the cash flow here for this A's spot. And we see often sharps or whatever it is, syndicates or whatever, making big bets on the A's. That's not the case here. 9% of the tickets on the A's and 7% of the cash, but we've seen a market move now towards the A's, so that's extremely confusing. Then we have 66% of tickets on the under and 60% of cash, but it goes down to 7.5, and somebody hammers it right back up to 8. Troy says this is not a good spot for Oakland. Slow Jams Arsenault took a shot with the A's first 5 plus a half at minus 120. Londo also liking Oakland first 5. Vitalis on the over 8 on the A's game. It was plus 100 with no vig. Says Sears XFIP will get him there. Rocco Rogers says, I think Guardians win today. He likes JP Sears, but thinks he specifically gets touched here. Cleveland's hitting lefties right now. This is the type of lefty I could see them just batting to death. Mike M says, Cleveland sure didn't make it look easy last night. Lucky to get that win. I don't know if I can back them today. And TJ says anyone can get even money right now in Arizona, Washington under 9.5 on Bro Throw. 9.5 market. It's at 9. Even money 9.5. Wow. Says missing out if you guys are not on there. Okay. So Logan Allen, what the hell are we going to get from him? He's not looked good, but he was up against the Padres in his last start, and we know what they're doing, the lefties. The A's are hitting 162 with a 518 OPS against lefties since June 1st. That's just horrific. Both bullpens have been really good. Surprisingly, the A's as well. Sharpie says the only morning bet I have is Sears over 16.5 outs at minus 110. Wow. Logan Allen has not looked good. Are the A's live here, Jose? Take it away.
I do think they're live, but the issue is, well, in the sense that I think they've got the better pitcher on the bump. I think JP Sears is the best pitcher on the A's, even with Paul Blackburn. I love Paul Blackburn, the king of the first 5. But JP Sears has been good this year. 7 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs against the Phillies. Quality. Take that every time if you're an A's fan. And then against these Cleveland Guardians, in his first start of the year, he's faced these guys. 4 2/3, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, and a 4-3 victory for the A's. First start of the year for JP Sears that time. I am obviously concerned and worried that the Guardians are 8th, 113 weighted runs created plus this month against lefties, 166 plate appearances, so it's a good sample size. And like you mentioned, the A's against lefties this month have just been horrible. 53 weighted runs created plus. Again, 100 is average. I just ended up passing this game too. I would much rather be on A's first 5 plus a half for sure. That would be my bet if I had to make a bet on this game, but maybe a first 5 under here as well, or full game under, because I do believe that JP Sears can hold down the Guardians offense here. And this is the worst offense against lefties in baseball right now. So Logan Allen, if you can't hold the A's down, then you're getting sent down. Those would be my 2 bets, but I passed.
Very, very interesting stuff with this game. Really interesting stuff from the chat. TJ says Allen not looking good, trending poorly. Agrees Sears is the better pitcher, but look at Cleveland offense versus left-handed pitching dilemma there. Londo says he sees runs. Sharpie says my read on Cleveland is they hit mediocre lefties, not MLB lefties. So he's on Sears over 16.5 outs today. And then TJ says, are you saying Sears is not mediocre? And Sharpie says exactly. And Troy Torrance liking Sharpie's look, and Jose saying the same thing, that he's the best pitcher that the A's have.
It's not a high bar, but I mean, fuck.
If this was all just for fun, I would happily take the Nats in the first 3 or first 5, and I would happily take the A's first 3 or first 5 plus a half. But the stakes are fucking high here, and I just can't just make bets for fucking fun. So I can't. I got to stay off of this spot. So I'm off of it. Jose, are you making anything official here?
I'll put my money where my mouth is, and I won't have any fun with it, but I'll take Oakland A's first 5 plus a half -110. Paul Blackburn really fucking bottom mouthed me last night. He's a son of a bitch and will never cash the money line, so he'll just cash the plus a half. So I'm hoping JP Sears can hold it down here for the A's. Maybe I should bet the first 5 under, but I'll take the A's first 5 plus a half, and we'll rock and roll.
What did you get there?
-110 at our friends at Bet Online.
It's better than Pinnacle. Pinnacle's giving -112 here.
Beautiful. And shout out to Bet Online. Go sign up for an account on the Pub Sports Radio website, www.pubsportsradio.com.
Troy Torrance is rushing back to his office to break down this Padres game. Okay, well, I'm all over this Padres game. Let me just get Jose here. I'm all over this game. All over it. Here we go. San Diego Padres 35-39, 16-19 on the road at San Francisco Giants 42-32, 21-17 at home or at Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. The weather is not conducive for offense. I get it, and it makes me a little nervous. It says 11.2 miles per hour out to left, up to 12.1. Which is what we see often there. Ballpark Pal says it's going to be a very tough spot to hit home runs. They have -34% home runs, but they have even 0% doubles, triples, +4% singles, but -11% runs in this game. Rocco Rogers, BJ saying hammer the Padres. Rocco Rogers on the Padres first 5 -130. I could not. I was trying to figure out how to bet this, for a long time. Mike M says Blake's now 0-22 straight up versus a team he beat last meeting. If this line is shorter than +150 last start. By the way, Billy Friedrich found you a better line, -108.
Sweet. Shout out to you, Billy. Billy Friedrich getting an invitation to the wedding.
Oh, of course. Yeah, Billy Friedrich's Money in the Bank.
Rem Most isn't, obviously.
Rick J says keep fading San Francisco as he laughs at us. I get it. Look, I get it. I get it. And if you want to talk about a capper who says all you have to do is bet streaks, just bet streaks. That's all you have to do in baseball. His name is Pete Rose. Look how successful his life is.
You're going to say Low Shack.
No, that's Pete Rose. That's what Pete Rose will tell you. All you have to do is bet streaks in baseball.
I remember you're close, well, not close personal friends, but you're friends of a friends with Pete Rose. I forgot about these stories.
Padres, Giants, Blake Snell going up against Alex Wood. Let's do the line history, and then I'll let you guys know my action here on this spot. First off, this total opened up at 8.5, and it's now at 8. Just moved to 8 22 minutes ago. That makes me nervous. Then we'll go over to the money line here. We have the Padres opening up at -121. They're now -132, an 11-cent move towards them. They got up to -136, which is 14 cents of movement. Let's go over to the cash flow here. We have 63% of tickets, 88% of cash on the Padres, and then 66% tickets, 6% of cash on the under. And Rick J says, I'm about to jump on streaks again instead of capping every game so hard. look, Rick J, you're a great capper. You have the stats and you track your action and you're successful. So just keep doing what you're doing. I was not putting you down, Rick J. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's working, so trust it. It's all about how to get the cash, and you don't need to cap every game hard. You don't need to cap any of the games. You don't even need to be here in the chat. You can do whatever you want. You have a complete autonomy here, and we like you, and I think you're good. Darren Turner says, how about this over? Mike M says San Francisco is 10-0 since June 2021. Says when Wood is starting, they're on a win streak of 10 plus. That means intersecting zeros. So Blake Snell is pitching very, very well. It sucks that I'm not succeeding overall on the year because a lot of the things that I've said have come to fruition. We watch Blake Snell start out poorly every year and get better as the season goes on. I said he would do that. It's one thing to say it. It's another thing to make money off of it. Last start, he went 6 innings, 2 hits, 12 Ks, 3 walks, and a 2-0 win at home over the Rays. It gave me a lot of confidence in my Padres futures after that series with the Rays. But then they go into San Francisco and shit the bed. On the road, Blake Snell's been very good this year. 37 2/3, 0-2, 3.11 ERA, 41 Ks, 25 walks, 5 homers, 221 opponent's batting average. Alex Wood is a pitcher that I don't trust. Now, what do we know about Alex Wood? He's fighting with Kaplan. So, Not Flush has been telling us these stories. He's in this fight with management and this fight with the coaching staff. So, he goes into LA and shuts them down over 5 innings. He's capable of doing that. At home, he's thrown 18 innings at home this year. He's allowed 12 earned runs, 3 jacks, 18 Ks, 7 walks. He's not looked good. Rick J, I'm not losing all my bets. I'm cashing first 5s against them. You can call me a crybaby pussy all you want, Rick J. You can call me anything you want, man. Cuck-a-doodle-doo. All right? Enjoy it. Padres versus lefties, 268, 875 OPS. Giants versus lefties, 333, 856 OPS. Padres bullpen, 3.36 ERA, 1.13 whip. Giants bullpen has been phenomenal. 2.22 ERA, 1.00 whip since June 1st. So I was a little nervous about the total. And so I paid the juice associated. I took, and this is something you can do at Bet365, I took the first of 4.5 because I like Snell to outpitch Alex Wood here. So I don't really need, in my estimation, and I could be wrong here, but I don't really need the runs from San Francisco in the bottom of the 5th inning, is my thought process. So I moved on the first 4.5 over 3.5 at minus 130. I moved on the first 5 over 4 at minus 134. Had I have waited, it would have been much better off for me as I see this market's moving to the under. I took the Padres first 5 minus a half at minus 105 and Padres full game minus 1 at minus 103. So I've got 4 bets on this game. Jose Bouquett, take it away, Padres, Giants.
Well, first of all, I'm glad you're not on the under because I would lean over as well in this game. Padres against lefties this month, best offense in baseball, 138 weighted runs created plus, 177 plate appearances. So again, a good sample size. Giants are right behind them, second best, 136. I also am kind of back and forth with Wood. I'll be honest. He pitched well last time out, but that was a beatdown of the Dodgers where he can get comfortable immediately. I didn't remember watching the game fully, but I can assume that the Giants scored their runs early and then Wood just settled in and just started cruising along. 5 innings and 3 hits and his return back as well. I believe it was off an IL stint. So second start off an IL doesn't give me that much confidence. There's always one of those 2 starts that goes poorly, whether it's being sore after or whatever it may be. And you know how I feel about Blake Snell. I don't like Blake Snell. I've always had trust issues with Blake Snell, but he's been pitching phenomenally. Since May 25th, he's just been on a heater. It's been like 1 earned run, no earned runs, 2 max, and he's just been phenomenal. So there's can't really talk shit about him at all. And he dominated the Tampa Bay Rays, the best team in baseball, allegedly. 6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs there. I just ultimately, again, I hate to be the asshole that's on the Padres here, but I'd lean on the Padres here too. Last night on Bovada, this was a minus 125 for the Padres. This is all the way now to minus 140. So again, if you like the Giants, I can understand why. I wouldn't want to bet against the Giants either. I don't want to bet against the Reds on their winning streak. It's one of those things. So I passed here, and shout out to the people that last night, they bet on the Twins last night when the Red Sox were on their mini win streak of their own. They cashed. So it's, obviously streaks ends, et cetera, but it's just not a spot that I'm comfortable being in. And you touched on the market here, Jimmy, but I'll touch on it again. Totals wise, 68% of the bets and 68% of the money on the under here. It's a little worrisome if you're an over better, but 63% of the money and 88%, of the bets and the 88% of the money on the Padres there. So it's just not a spot that I want to bet on the Giants in, honestly. So I passed.
It's tough. It's a tough spot here.
But I lean over with you.
Well, so do I. The issue is the bullpens have been so strong from both teams. The Giants are just relentless. But the Giants since June 1st are hitting 333, 856 for lefties. The Padres, 268, but an even higher OPS than the Giants. So I think these lefties can get touched, man. I think they can. And, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is.
So what are you on? You're on the 3.5 and 4.5 overs, and you're on Padres?
No, I'm on the over 3.5, first 4.5 innings. Okay. And then I'm on the over 4, first 5 over 4. But I paid for it. It was pretty expensive. And then I'm on the Padres first 5 minus a half and the full game -1.
And you didn't even cut your unit size, so you're fully invested.
This is hugely important.
Yes.
Extremely, extremely important.
Is this going to be a shirt off, pacing around the room kind of day?
Well, I can't say an afternoon baseball game. No, I can't make too much of a scene. But I can understand why Rick J is on the Giants, cashing on streaks. And
if you can time them, man, then that's a great way to win money. I mean, I shout out to Rick J. I luckily did it with the Cardinals earlier in the season, and it got me paid a bunch of money. So if you can time them, there's always seeming to be one baseball team at all times on a winning streak like that. So, hey, it's a good way to make money if you can do it.
Yeah. No, it's wild. And I said nice things about him, and he called me a crybaby pussy. So it's a wild world here. But
I like that. I like how you say that very quickly, crybaby pussy.
Yeah. So I hope that makes Rick J feel better.
I guess Rick J's not getting the invite, huh? Damn. Rick J wanted the wedding.
6:40 p.m. Eastern, Kansas City Royals 20-54, 10-26 on the road at the Tampa Bay Rays, 52-25, 32-8 at home. Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Jose Quas and then Austin Cox. Austin Cox is the biggest question mark here. He really, really is. And this guy has not allowed a run thus far in his MLB season, in his MLB career. He's not allowed to run. He's a fifth-round draft pick out of Mercer in 2018.
Wow.
And he looked good at Omaha, AAA Omaha. He looked good. He looked decent, 3.83 ERA. But he's looked really good so far through 8 innings. It's not only that he hasn't allowed a run, Jose, he's not allowed to hit through 8 2/3. Not allowed to hit. 9 strikeouts, 3 walks. Not allowed a hit. Equinimous says it is one word, crybaby pussy.
Yes. Is there a hyphen in it, or is it just all together?
Just one word.
Okay.
Quas and Cox. And Quas has looked really good out of the bullpen. So They're going up against McClanahan, who's unbelievable. 11-1, 2.12 ERA, 1.10 WHIP, 97 Ks and 89 in the third, 33 walks and 10 homers. His last start at the Padres, we know what they were doing to lefties, and Jose and I took it right in the bottom mouth in that one.
God,
that was awful. That was the last time.
I got a good laugh with Dabby Cab yesterday as well. I was like, yeah, remember that one time we called you big fat stinking pussies for not following us on bets and we both lost those? That was great.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And by the way, for all of you that care, Shane McClanahan, the most profitable first 5 pitcher in baseball this year, 13-0-2 so far.
And he's been amazing at home. 44 innings, 5-0, 1.64 ERA, 177 opponent's batting average, 53 Ks, 10 walks, and 4 homers. Royals versus lefties been bad since June 1st. 233, 626 OPS. Rays versus righties, those numbers are coming down. 254, 749. But they're only going to face that righty Quas for an inning. Then they're going to face the lefty Cox, and they're not hitting lefties in June. 236, 628 OPS. The Royals bullpen is bad. 5.28 ERA, 1.50 WHIP. They had started to turn it around, and I thought they were going to, and then they've fallen off again. Rays bullpen's been very good, as always. 2.60 ERA, 1.06 WHIP in June. So let's take a look at the line history here, and I was interested in the under.
Wow.
I was, but I can't. The market was moving towards the over, and I had to stay off. But let's discuss this spot here. Oh, shoot, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Money line wise, this opened up with the Royals at plus 316 and now plus 283. So we have a big move towards them. 33 cents of movement towards the Royals. Let's take a look.
I did see that. That was fucking crazy.
Let's take a look at the total in this one. It opened up at 7.5. And it lasted there. This opened up at 7:59 this morning. It lasted till 8:12 a.m. Lasted 13 minutes. 13 minutes, and then went to 8, which is where it is at right now, at 8. Take a look at the cash flow here. You have 8% of the tickets and 5% of the cash on the Royals, and the market's moving. You know that everybody and their mom is going to use this as a parlay piece, and it's wild that they're just opening their arms to people to use it as a parlay piece. 82% of tickets, 90% of cash on the over. TJ says this goes to 8. He will be full unit on the under. Well, it's at 8 at these books. It's at 8 at sorry, let's move over here. It's at 8 at Pinnacle. It's at 8 at Bet Chris, which means at 8 at Bookmaker. And it's at 8 at a bunch of shady books. It's at 8 at Heritage. So it's going to be 8 across the board here soon. So take it away for us, Jose. So I even thought, and this surprised me the most. I was like, wow, what would the Royals' first 3 be plus a half run? Because I think that it's possible the Quas-Cox combination can get 9 outs before a run plays. But that was only plus 105.
I think I've started to flip on my opinion of underdog lengths. Interestingly enough, you want to make the game as short as possible. I want to make the games as long as possible. So I feel like I take first 5s more. And obviously, I'm more in the pool of the shitty bullpens and all of that. But you mentioned it earlier in the show, and I actually agree with you wholeheartedly. Pitching and bullpens in general is just so much better. We had fucking 7 dudes when I was a kid throwing 100, and now everyone's throwing 100. Bullpens are just simply a lot better. And even when the shitty teams, you've got a select few of guys in their bullpen that can put together some zeros. The Royals, for example, a great example. They've got a fucking closer that could be an all-star. They've got a guy like, I don't even know if Josh Stalmont's still on the fucking MLB, honestly, but he was a quality reliever. Amir Garrett's quality. Like, I would rather take the Royals full game here instead of the first 3 and first 5s, because it's just such a short amount of time for them to score runs. I just want the most at-bats possible for them to score runs at the end of the day. It's kind of what I'm thinking. And if the pitcher doesn't hold, then, I was fucked to begin with, I guess, is kind of my mantra. So I don't have it on my card. But I'll be honest, I haven't made one of these bets in a long time, and I guess the market agreed with me earlier in the day or early in the morning. No baseball team should be minus 300 against anyone. I understand that it's the Kansas City Royals here, but just like the Rays and Shane McClanahan can overlook people, I think the Royals could easily win this ball game. I guess not easily, but I would bet the Royals here if I had to make a move on it. Like you mentioned, everyone is going to be taking the Rays in some form or fashion. Let's put them in parlays. TJ mentioned that someone he respects highly is putting every straight bet parlayed into the Rays here as well. What could possibly go wrong? I like Kansas City here. I just don't know if I could bet them here, but I lean that way heavily.
Yeah, interesting that TJ. I missed that he said that because obviously in situations like this, the books, if they don't want you to add it as a parlay piece, they'll push the odds up. You'll see a 60-cent swing. This is the opposite. They are certainly opening up their arms to anybody who wants to do that. Look, I don't know if the Cox combination can get 9 outs before the Rays score a run.
You don't know if the Royals can score a run in those 9 outs,
Well, I don't think they can. I think it's likely that they don't.
Yeah, so you're taking like the plus a half or whatever?
No, I don't. I can't. Like, I've been staring at this. And look, I looked at the first inning for a while. Joe Yurkovich Royals first inning plus 180. Yeah, like I'm not just going to take shots today. I need to put together winning days, and I can't do this. But if I had a free bet, I would be interested in it.
I'll take the Royals money line. I'll put my tiny bulbous on the table this time. Just my minuscule bulbous here on the table. And I'll take a small piece of Kansas City Royals money line. Be responsible as always. And I can't wait. It's going to be hilarious when the Royals are down 10-1 in like fucking 2 innings. But at least it won't make it painful for me. Like the fucking we were both on the Rays the other day, Jim, against the Orioles, and they would go down 8-0, and we're like, okay, we lose the bet, whatever. And then those cocksuckers come back, make it within 2 to make us a little bit interesting and get our hopes up. Just if the Royals just get pounded in this, just stay out of it. Go down, make it not interesting at least. Don't give me hope.
Yeah, I hate when we get given some hope. All right, let's move on. What up, Fernando Mendoza in the house? Billy Friedrich says Royals not winning today.
That's true.
So
it's true. I too would hate navigating a submarine with a PlayStation controller. That's just my opinion, Jimmy. I don't know if you have any opinions on that.
I don't. No opinions whatsoever on the submarine. Let's move on. 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Pittsburgh Pirates 34-39, 16-20 on the road at Miami Marlins 42-33, 22-15 at home. We're at Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida. Mitch Keller going up against Braxton Garrett, and we have a huge market move towards the Marlins. And it was just one stupid stat that I was staring at for too long, which I'm probably giving too much credence to, and that is what Garrett's done at home. And for whatever reason, I just sat there like a moose in the headlights and watched this line move just so quickly towards the Marlins. These Marlins opened up at Pinnacle yesterday at minus 119. 119. You could even got them at 5:30 this morning at minus 130. Now they are minus 155. Wow. Unbelievable. 36 cents of movement towards the Miami Marlins at Pinnacle. And the gift from TJ is the Marlins minus 1 at plus 108. Let's pull up the total movement here. I only have the first 5 up. By the way, that KC Tampa Bay first 5 did open at 4.5 at Pinnacle. Moved down to 4 pretty early. Here, this total opened up at 4, and interestingly enough, it actually moved up to 4.5 at 8:04 a.m. It lasted there for a minute. It's right now had an 18-cent move, or more than that. Sorry, 24-cent move to the under, and we also see our first 3.5 on the board at BetChris and Bookmaker, which means Heritage is probably showing 1, 2. They're not yet, but wow, it's just BetChris. I thought Bookmaker and BetChris go in unison. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. So BetChris is at 3.5, and yes, Bookmaker's at 3.5 as well. So those books have moved to 3.5. So we're moving towards the under here. Troy Torrance says Marlins money line -1 database play of the day. And Mike M says all over this Miami first 5 under 4. So we have Mitch Keller going up against Braxton Garrett. Let's take a look at the cash flow here for this one. We have 67% of the tickets and 55% of the cash on the Marlins. And that's been the case throughout. It's come back a little bit, but there's been bigger bets on the Pirates for a while. Now it's not changing much. 25% of tickets, 70% of cash on the under, and the market moving briskly towards the under. Mitch Keller, 8-3, 3.62 ERA. His last start was bad. It was at the Brewers. Brewers aren't hitting, but they got to Keller, and he's struggled on the road. Aloha Eastside Rolla moving at Royal Ascot race 7, the 28. The 20, they've monster fields at Ascot. So a low east side rollover at Ascot. On the road, 46 2/3, 4-2, 4.44 ERA, 62 Ks, 15 walks, 5 home runs, 255 opponents batting average. Braxton Garrett. So we have Mitch Keller, who's bad on the road, and Braxton Garrett, who's been bad at home, but the sample size is small, 28 1/3, 6.35 ERA. He's 30 Ks and 5 walks, which is nice, but he's allowed 7 home runs, coming off a nice start at the Nationals. The Pirates. I have this mixed up. I have Pirates versus righties and Marlins versus lefties. That's my bad. I'll pull up the right numbers here. Pirates bullpen's been abysmal. 6.58 ERA, 1.85 whip, while the Marlins bullpen has been strong. 3.47 ERA, 1.25 whip. Take it away for us here, Jose. Did you get on the Marlins? What are you doing with this one, Pirates Marlins?
No, honestly. I think I'm going to move on the Marlins now. Just listening to everyone in the chat, trying to be a good listener, like Pete Loshak says. But I'll be honest, I thought Pirates here. That was my first look. Pirates, Mitch Keller, hopefully bouncing back to him pitching well, et cetera, et cetera. Braxton Garrett, not my favorite lefty in the world, but I couldn't get there, unfortunately. So I passed on the game, but I absolutely lean Marlins -1 now, just tailing my guy Troy Torrance. Tailing my guy TJ. I mean, that's feels like a good spot to be in. So Marlins -1 might be an official play for me. I got it at -106.
Yeah, I'm gonna let this pass. I should have moved on it at a better price. I'm not gonna grab it at the ass end of the line, but I can understand it. G Spin thinks Pirates are easy today, and he's not the only one. Fernando Mendoza also on the Pirates. TJ says comparison first 10 starts for Keller to last 5. FIP 2.67 up to 4.92, WHIP 0.97 up to 1.5, and ERA up to 6.14. Danny Lopez asking about the -1 calculator. Yes, Danny, I will pop it into the chat for you right here. This is the -1 calculator. Here
That's Ron Crawford as well for that.
Yeah, thank you to Ron for sure. Piker says Cactus won within 0.15 cents of the line. Have no strong feeling. Okay. Markel says if you're taking a team on a 7-game losing streak or longer, you need help.
That might be the Oakland A's, right? I mean, how many fucking games? When's the last time the Oakland A's, or not the Oakland A's, the Royals, I should say. When's the last time the Royals have won a fucking baseball game?
They just won 1-0 2 days ago, right?
Fuck if I know.
1-0 with a Lynch.
Oh, good. Yeah, they're only on 2-8 in their last 10. Don't worry. Hell yeah. I'm good then.
Are you going to make Marlins -1 official?
I don't think so. No, that'd just be my lean here as well. I'm trying to clean up my card a little bit. I would like my action to all align here, but we're finally at the game that I have most of my action in, and I bet last night, so that's nice.
Well, let's break this down. Next up for us, Seattle Mariners at New York Yankees, Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. I told you guys in his last start that I think Brian Wu is a very talented pitcher, and he went out and looked strong. 9 strikeouts, no walks. Did allow 2 earned runs, 2 solo shots, and 5 2/3 at home against the White Sox. He's going up against Domingo Germán here. Brian Wu, let's bring him up. We have this pitcher was pitched in the 6th round in 2021, 2 years ago, from Cal Poly. And he had issues at first there, and they weren't starting him at Cal Poly. And then he seemed to clean everything up by the end. And then he looked bad in his final year at Cal Poly. But the year before that, in 2020, he looked really good. Then he comes in to the Mariners system. Last year, he goes, from the fall league to rookie ball to A to high A. And again, he's got electric stuff with 38 strikeouts over 25 innings, but still some issues. Then in Double-A this year, he looked awesome. Finally put it all together, 2.05 ERA, a 0.89 whip. And he got called up from Double-A Arkansas to the majors, and his first couple starts weren't so good, but it feels like he's figuring stuff out. He does have 20 strikeouts in 12 1/3, and I like him. Then we have Domingo Germán, who's coming off getting lit up and smoked by the Boston Red Sox, who's more than capable of a bounce-back spot and would happen probably at home, where he's been very good. 37 innings, 2-3, 2.92 ERA, 39 strikeouts, 8 walks, 5 home runs allowed, 172 opponent's batting average. Mike M says teams who beat the opponent in back-to-back games for the starter who won his last head-to-head matchup are 38-2. Great Domingo spot and price for New York, a double up. Rocco Rogers is laddering Brian Wu here. And Rem Most is hoping that you get a Ric Flair Wu from Jose Bouquett. Andrew G says nice price on the Yankees now. And Joe Yergman says Mariners couldn't score 2 runs in the first 5 for me yesterday against Burrito. Says he was steaming mad. Well, we saw that. I mean, the market got me off of the Mariners. It made no sense to me. Market was moving towards the Yankees. And, the same thing happened with the Dodgers-Angels spot. If we could just flip instead of just staying off, obviously it would be better. All right, let's take a look at the weather here in this one in New York. 62 Fahrenheit, 9.2 miles per hour in, down to 7.5 miles per hour. Then we have home runs at -8%, doubles, triples -15, singles +6, but runs overall -5%. So not an offensive situation. Wow, look at that Wild Hound talking about the try at Royal Ascot right now. Wild stuff over there for Wild Hound. The race 5 try paid $13,430. Jesus. Okay, let's move over to the line history of this spot. This is our final game on the card before we get into WNBA with Billy Brisbane. Let's start with the market move towards the Mariners. Mariners opened up at -101. They got up to -113. This move has been in the last 30 minutes or so. This move was not present earlier this morning. In fact, the move is towards the Yankees. It's no longer. So there's been a 10-cent move towards the Seattle Mariners. And then let's see what the action is on the total here. I've got first 5 up, so let's get to full game and see what we are dealing with. This opened up at 8.5, and there's been a heavy move to the under. Heavy move to the under. Pinnacle did not open this up at 8.5. They opened it up at 8 yesterday at 6:47 p.m. Moved to 7.5 at 10:45 p.m. and moved back to 8 at 7:45 this morning. And then 7.5 at 9:30 where it stayed. So it's 7.5 juice to the under. So we have a move to the under and a move to the Yankees. Let's see what we are dealing with from a cash flow perspective here. We have 52% of the tickets and 82% of the cash on the Seattle Mariners. Then you have 61% of the tickets and 89% of cash on the under. Jose Bouquett, take it away. You've moved on this one. Mariners, Yankees.
Yeah, I'm on the Seattle Mariners full game money line. I trust my guy Brian. Woo! Shout out to my guy Brian Wu. He's a staple of our program at Say Hey Plays. We appreciate him. I've cashed on him last outing as well. It was nice. And shout out to Domingo Germán for being a piece of shit and sucking last game as well. We appreciated seeing that as well. But I trust Brian here to have a good start here. I took the money line last night at -105. And as always, with every game the Yankees play without Aaron Judge, let's just keep taking the unders. Just keep taking the unders. Now, I didn't have the golden timing of taking it at the 8, which would have been great. I took it last night at 7.5 minus 105, which is a good price for it now, I'm sure. I haven't looked at the odds now, but I wish I would have gotten the 8, but they just can't hit. They just can't score. I should have taken it. I took it in the game 1 with I forgot who was in game 1 already. Now, I don't know if it was the Castillo start then. I think that was yesterday. But I should have taken it yesterday, and I'm going to take it here today. I believe in Brian. Woo! Here, and I believe Domingo Germán can be good enough to shut down a Mariners offense that's been disappointing all year. Just come on. Don't fucking fuck this up for me, Domingo, you piece of shit. So full game. I was close to taking first 5 Mariners too, but I'm going to lay off and spread my money other places.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to, when it comes down to it, I'm just going to put all my eggs in this Giants-Padres basket and see what happens here. That's all I can do. Fernando Mendoza wants the Yankees money line and thinking about the over 7.5 here. And Mike M loving this spot for the Yankees. TJ is on Oakland plus 153. All right, let's review all action here. We are waiting for Brizzy to join us here for WNBA. We beat up the CFL game. Let's talk MLB here. The gift from TJ was the Marlins -1 at plus 108. The spreadsheet play of the day is Atlanta -110. Razor Sharp Picks is on Atlanta plus 107 and the over 8. I'm on the Phillies first 5. That's my only bet on today's card that isn't the Padres Giants game. Justin McElvey stacks play today is the Diamondbacks over 9.5 at plus 100. Then Red Sox Twins, we stayed off. Jose's on the A's first 5 plus a half at -108. Londo, we got you. And there's Rusty Coots.
Oh,
it's been a while since we've seen old Rusty Coots.
Oh my gosh, good old Rusty. By the way, Rusty retired now. What a life that guy lived.
Oh, Rusty Coots.
I think he got his number retired too.
Really? Did Rusty? He deserves it. Do we still have any of those clips from
Rusty? I mean, you have to stall for me for a couple of seconds while it processes here. But shout out to Rusty.
Locking that Coots up, Rusty.
Oh, Rusty.
BJ moved heavy on the Padres. 4 units on the Padres. I'm on the Padres first 5 -1/2 and full game -1. And then I'm on the first 4.5 over 3.5. and the first 5 over 4. Rob Free play of the day. Wake Forest a plus 155. Yes, we should ask Jose his thoughts on Big Dick Zingis joining the Celtics. Joe Yergin says, does that replace the Taint play of the day? No, Taint will be back.
I miss Matty, man. Matty.
He just got a little frustrated when they shut down his Twitter account, but he'll be back.
That's fucking Elon. God damn it, Elon.
6:40 p.m. Eastern, Royals Rays. We stayed off. I mentioned TJ's gift on the Marlins -1, and then Jose's on the Mariners -105, and the under 7.5 at -105. Yeah. That is our MLB for today, Jose. Now we're about to get into WNBA. Your thoughts on losing Marcus Smart and getting a Big Dick Zingis?
It really hurt my feelings. Quite a lot. I don't like Kristaps Porzingis. And I love Marcus Smart, so we'll start there. I'll never forget when Marcus Smart curved me for an autograph. Oklahoma State guy, heart of the Celtics. I've watched Marcus Smart Celtics team for like almost all of my life, so it's very weird. I guess the Celtics are better. I mean, we have a decent center now, but the center is very injury prone, just like our other center, and we have an older center. And now we don't have a point guard, but Brad Stevens is going to trade for a point guard or get a point guard soon. And if it's Chris Paul, then but it's tough. It's tough. Jimmy, I'm at the point in my life where almost all of my jerseys that I've bought throughout my years of being a sports fan are all now becoming void. Like I have a Mookie Betts, Benintendi, Bogart, Betts, all of them gone. I have Marcus Smart gone. It's just it's getting ugly. It's getting ugly here. But I hope this. I trust Brad Stevens, and I'm more focused on my my new 18-year-old French friend that I'll be making tonight here at Southtown 101. It'll be a lot of fun. Again, Southtown 101, the spot to be at for your draft party tonight. And I would guess, Jimmy, that our old friend Victor will be at the Southtown 101 at some point here in the next coming weeks. You know, we have a lovely mural of him, and I assume his big lanky ass would like to see it at some point.
Yeah, we saw Pop stop by, right?
Yeah, he did. Shout out to Pop. I was there. Didn't know he game, so shout out to him. Cool. They even dropped off an official Spurs flag as well. So yeah, it's all Spurs today here for Pub Sports Radio. And even Marty Smith, looking like a fucking jackass, came in there with jorts, boots, and a Spurs jersey to interview people this morning at the mural. So it'll be a very interesting day. And again, tune into the draft. You'll probably see Southtown 101 featured prominently, I'm sure. So shout out to that.
Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope. And the first jersey I ever bought in my entire life was Chris Webber, Golden State Warriors. That did not last long. A couple months.
I'm realizing that maybe retired players' jerseys, huh? Maybe my David Ortiz jersey can't hurt me.
Well, Ron Walsick says that your jerseys belong to Goodwill. So
Ron's not getting invited to the wedding anymore.
No, you need Ron there.
Ron's out now, damn it. But you know who's going to be at the wedding? Ron Crawford, because who's going to do the singing?
Oh, yeah, you need his band. And Cheech. You get both Cheech. We have multiple bands. All right, let's get to work in WNBA. Jose, good luck today. Let's get you into the black, man. Let's get you into the black. We move on to WNBA, and we have just the man for the job, South Jersey in the house. Please welcome our WNBA expert, Billy Brisbane, to the show. Brizzy, what's good, man? How are you?
What up? Stealing DJ Big Boss's intro.
He's a good man. He's a good man, a man we love very dearly here, and you'll see a lot more of when college football back in business. Here, look at her go. Look at her go.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, DJ Big Boss, man. That guy knows how to party. All right, let's get to work here. I'm pulling up the seeing if I can get some market moves here in WNBA, and I can't. We care about the sport enough to get market moves. Let's get to work. Brizzy, my man, you were very good in last Thursday's show in WNBA. We get started at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Washington Mystics 7-4, 3-2 on the road at the Chicago Sky, 5-7, 2-3 at home at Wintrust Arena, Chicago, Illinois. Mystics coming off their second straight win, 77-69 at home over the Chicago Sky on Sunday. It was the Sky's fourth straight loss. Let's go over to Pinnacle and see what they've done with this one. They opened up the Sky at +3. Sky are now +2.5. So a half-point move towards Chicago. Let's move over to the total here in this one. Opening up at 155 at Pinnacle this morning at 8:23, and that's exactly where it stands right now. There's been actually a 3-cent move to the over. Take it away for us here, Brizzy. Mystics Sky. Mystics Sky, our first game on today's board.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty interesting game. My favorite game to bet on the card today. It's about desperate. And the Chicago Sky are desperate for a win right now. They're on a 4-game losing streak here, and they can't afford to drop another game here. They're back at the home crib. The Washington Mystics are a little bit banged up. They found a little bit of success off of their bench with Lee Mang, and she's over there for the Asia Cup for the girls, and they already have some injuries. So the Mystic are going to be down a couple of active bodies here, and that's why you see the line movement kind of going the other way. And then on top of that, I just feel like the Mystics road form, they're not the same exact team at home as they are on the road. On the road this year, they're 1-4 ATS as visitors, and the Chicago Sky are 3-0-2 ATS at home this year. I like the Chicago Sky, Marina Mayberry, Cooper. They're all active for today, and the fact that the Sky have already lost 2 in a row to the Mystic this year, most recently over the weekend. But they shot themselves in the foot. They turned over the ball 41 times in those 2 games. I don't think that's going to happen in this one. I like the Chicago Sky plus the 3. And I also like the Chicago Sky money line. Me personally, bookies, you can keep your fucking points. We're betting the Chicago Sky straight on the money line today.
I like it. Money line on the Sky here. Let's see the best number we can get you. Bodog hanging at plus 135. So let's hook you up with that. That's 14 cents better than what Pinnacle is offering. So Brizzy is on the board with the.
I will say though, if you do not like the Chicago Sky pick, I don't try to get too deep into over-unders in WNBA, but the Washington Mystics are the number 1 under team in the WNBA this season, 9-2 toward the unders this season.
I like it. Let's roll on. Brizzy is on the Sky money line at plus 135. Next up for us, 8 p.m. Eastern, Connecticut Sun 10-3, 6-1 on the road at Minnesota Lynx, 4-8, 1-4 at home at Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let's take a look at the spread here in Connecticut, Minnesota. We'll start over at Pinnacle. Maybe we should start at Bet Online because Pinnacle is very nervous about getting these lines out. This came out at 8:23 this morning, opened up with the Connecticut Sun at minus 5.5. That lasted for 3 minutes before it moved to 5. Then an hour, 20 minutes later, it moves to 4.5 where it's stuck. So we have a 1-point move to another home dog, this one being the Minnesota Lynx. Let's take a look at the total situation here. It's taking a second here. Let me get this refreshed. Take a look at the total. This total opened up at 159 at some of the offshores. Let's see what Pinnacle opened it up at. Pinnacle opened this up at 159 as well. So this opened up at 159 and it lasted there for 33 minutes before it moved to 158.5. And then it moved down to 157.5. Pinnacle leading the charge on this under. I don't see any other book at 157.5. They are the lone offshore at 157.5. Let's take a look. Oh, that's it for us. So then Connecticut comes in off their second straight win, 85-79 at Seattle on Tuesday. The Lynx coming off its third win in 4 games, 67-61 at LA on Tuesday. All 3 of those wins came against the Sparks. Take it away for us, Brizzy. Connecticut Sun, Minnesota Lynx.
Yeah, injury news report here is going to be big, hence why you see a little bit of the line movement here. Brianna Jones, she did fucked up her ankle really bad in that Seattle game, in the last game. She's been a significant part for this Connecticut's team, a team that's already struggled down low. That's going to be a huge injury for them. They're going to have to move around some things. All-star breaks coming into play. But as I digress a little bit, I made my staple in the company betting player props. I mean, that was more of like how I got more of my popularity. And as the more the WNBA is going on around for the season here, I'm starting to become more and more comfortable with the player props. And that's the way I'm going to attack this game without Brianna Jones being in there. I know I haven't talked about the spread too much because I want to stay off the spread. I lean towards the Connecticut Sun. I think the Connecticut Sun are a much better ball club than the Minnesota Lynx. But the Minnesota Lynx have been burning my pockets. I've been betting the Sparkies over the Lynx. And I don't think I want to go back to the well. The Lynx, they've won 3 of their last 4 games. I guess the Sparks, but I mean that doesn't really say too much. But it does say a little bit of something. They're 6-2 ATS last 8 games overall, but their home form is a little bit spotty. 3-7 ATS in their last 10 games at home, and the Sun are 14-5 ATS in their last 19 road games. They have good vet cord in Dewana Bonner. And I definitely think they have the capabilities to beat the Connecticut Sun on to beat the Minnesota Lynx on such a short line, -4.5. But stay off a little bit of that. And I want to go to the player prop section. Talked a little bit earlier about how starting center for Connecticut Sun, Brianna Stewart's going to be out of this lineup. And the WNBA season's closing for All-Star voting this week. And these girls, this is a star-studded league. The stars move the league. And the girls are really feeling the pressure. It's a very competitive market right now for the All-Star voting casting. And you see a lot of these girls are shooting up a lot of shots right now. But I think I'm going to go to the rebound prop here. Napisha Collier over 7.5 rebounds for the Minnesota Lynx. -146. Yeah, we're bringing out the juice here. It wouldn't be a Billy Brisbane special if we didn't have a little juicy prop here, but it's my favorite bet of the card today. The one I put the most money on, Collier is going to get the rebounds. I mean, her last 5 games, she has been absolutely special. One of the best WNBA players right now playing. LA Sparks over the weekend, 26-14 against the Aces, 18-7, 25-6. Against the LA team, 24-9. Against Indiana, 28-14. I mean, she's playing at top-tier form. She knows that All-Star voting ballot is closing up. Home game here. Connecticut Sun already struggled down low. No Brianna Jones to here tonight. I love Dewana Bonner. That's my girl. But that frame, though, that shit ain't thick at all. She's a little bit of a twiggy. And some of the Minnesota girls, they can bang. So I think Minnesota can make this one look greasy. If you're looking to bet a spread on this game, I'll probably wait for the Connecticut Sun to go down by halftime and then live bet them. The Connecticut Sun played the Seattle Storm in their last game, and we're on Sharpie Stream on Monday night. And they're down by 5 at halftime. Line went from -8.5 to -2.5. We're on stream. Slam Connecticut Sun money line -180. So there's a lot of good live betting opportunities in the WNBA. Hence why, I mean, you know me, I love to go into the ticket window with the big chalky ticket that nobody wants to play. But for me, this is a live betting spot for the spread. I want to attack the player props. There's a huge edge in the player prop market for the WNBA, and let's start attacking it.
Collier over 7.5 rebounds for our guy, Billy Brisbane. Let's move on to the final game here on tonight's WNBA slate, 10 p.m. Eastern. Indiana Fever here. Already heard from Stimmy OG that he's big on the Fever money line. He's also on the Lynx points and money line. But Ron Walsek likes the Lynx and the Storm money line as home dogs. Let's talk about this spot. Climate Pledge Arena. The Storm just 1-6 at home, but do the Fever offer them a chance for their second win at home? Fever had their modest 2-game winning streak snapped, a 194 loss at home to the Dream on Sunday. The Storm came in off their second loss in 3 games, an 85-79 loss at home to the Connecticut Sun on Tuesday, the spot that Brizzy was just speaking of. This total has opened up at Pinnacle at 164.5. It's dropped to 163.5, so we have a 1-point move to the under. And from a side situation here, the Storm opened up as plus 1.5 point dogs. That went to 2 and then 2.5. We have a 1-point move over to the Fever. Take it away for us here, Brizzy. Our last game on the board, Indiana Fever, Seattle Storm.
Yeah, this is going to be a good game to watch. I mean, Indiana Fever, they have Eli Boston, probably by far leading the Rookie of the Year candidacy. And then Seattle Storm are led by the Gold Mamba and Jewel Lloyd. So I in a weird way, the Fever played towards the under, but the Seattle Storm played towards the over. And I kind of lean towards this game going over. Not a big conviction here for me on this game. But, I mean, the Fever are a different team than what we thought they were going to be. Prior to the season, they were the bottom for the future bets. Everybody thought they were going to be really bad, and they've been really good of recent, man. 5-2-2 ATS in the last 9 games overall, 3-0-2 ATS in the last 5 road games, and they're making a push in the Eastern Conference playoff race here. But the Storm aren't out the race either. I mean, the West is very lonely right now. It's the Las Vegas Aces and then everybody else. Everybody else has not looked that good. I mean, the Sparks, we just got done talking about many times the Sparks have lost to the Lynx, and they're freaking top 3 team in the West. and they were not projected to be there. They're right there with the Indiana Fever at the bottom of the future list coming into the season. But the Storm, though, they're 5-1 ATS in their last 6 games overall, 7-2-1 ATS in their last 10 games overall. The over is 7-3 in the Fever's last 10. The under is actually 5-2 in Seattle's last 7 overall. Pace of play is probably going to be a tick up pace of play for the Indiana Fever, pace down spot here for the Seattle Storm. But I'm going to lean towards the Seattle Storm winning this game. No conviction here. I'm not going to go to the window and bet this one, but it should be a good game to watch. This is the best watchability of the games on the slate today. But just because I learned this in the UFC all the time, just because it's going to be the fight of the night doesn't mean you need to have money on it. And I see no edge on the market here. I mean, Joel Lloyd's juiced over towards her point prop over 24.5 points. I mean, man, that's a lot of fucking points. Elia Boston, 17.5 points, juiced at -115. Do I really feel like betting on a 20-year-old girl to go win me my money on a freaking Thursday night? I think I might go different other routes there tonight. So I'm going to have to stay off this game a little bit, though. But I don't mind anybody running the Seattle Storm at the crib. I think that's a very good way to look at this game. Another way I've been kind of looking at the WNBA is since they've done their partnership with FanDuel this year, they have a lot more player prop options with I was talking to my girl about this, the Atlanta Dream game that we're capping last week. Literally, if you click the player prop performances, it said like 5 different player props in the Indiana Fever to win. If that's not the biggest red flag that the other team is going to win, I don't know what is. And if you're giving out any odds boost on a sports book for a WNBA parlay, one of those legs is about to miss. So keep an eye out on your books today. Bet365 is a book that always posts WNBA player props. Tipico, also FanDuel, DraftKings. So if you're looking at these different promotions and stuff like that, and you see like the Las Vegas Aces and the Sparks to win on the money line, odds boost, one of those legs are about to lose. Nothing's really came out too much yet. It's still 12:51, but stay off this game. God bless anybody that puts money on this game. It's too close of a game to call. If you had to put a gun to my head and I had to save the wife, family, kids, I would probably pick the Seattle Storm on the money line.
Yeah, I hear that. Ron Walsack saying Fever's 2 key players, game time decisions, says live bet the under and the Storm if they are out. There you go. Follow our guy, Billy Brisbane, on Twitter. I just popped his Twitter handle there in the chat, at getting_bills_. He is also on Instagram as well. And that is what, Billy Briz DFS?
Billy Briz DFS.
There you go. Brizzy is on the Sky money line at +135, and he's on Collier over 7.5 boards. Let me get that right here at -146 for Billy Brisbane. Need to have a winning day in MLB today. Let's review all action, Brizzy, if you just stick with us here for a second. Jose, you want to join us here also for the closeout of this one. Brizzy's got the 2 spots in WNBA. I'm going against every single person I've seen put out action here in Canadian football. I'm on the first half under 24 and the full game under 49.5. Everybody's seen the Bombers put up 87 points in the first 2 weeks of the year. Everybody expecting another huge high-scoring game. And I think the Lions are the best defense in the league, and I think the Bombers want to show the Lions that they're not. So I'm on a different wavelength here. We'll see if that blows up in my face. Then the gift is the Marlins -1 at +108. Ron Crawford spreadsheet play today, Atlanta at -110. Razor Shark picks gave us the Braves +107 and the over 8. I'm on the Phillies first 5 -120. We need to give birthday picks to our guy Londo here. It's 31st birthday. Justin McElhey stacks play today. Diamondbacks over 9.5 at +100. Red Sox Twins, I'm off. Jose's on the A's first 5 +0.5. And then this Padres game, I'm all over. It makes me feel a little better about investing $600 in this game when I see BJ's got 2K on it. Makes me feel a little better there. Rob Free. Oh, by the way, I'm on the first 4.5 over 3.5, and I'm on the first 5 over 4. And then I'm on the Padres first 5 -0.5 and full game -1. Rob Free's on Wake Forest money line at +155. That's the Rob Free play today. I'm off Royals, Rays, and off Pirates, Marlins. Jose's on the Mariners, -105, and the under 7.5, -105. The ribeye play today from our guy, Mike M, is Austin Riley. Ribby at +185. All right, let's go around the horn. Birthday picks for our guy, Londo. I'll ask that, Leroy Flood, but let's do the birthday picks first. So, Jose, your birthday pick for Londo's 31st birthday.
By the way, tune into ESPN right now because our guys, they're showing the Southtown and the ESPN, the San Antonio segments.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, do that. Go tune into ESPN.
And shout out to DC Capper. It's his 62nd birthday today. Shout out to our guy, DC Capper and Londo, each having birthdays today. So that's cool, man. That means that Londo is exactly half of DC Capper's age. That's very cool. I love all the different walks of life we have here in our chat. Shout out to both of you guys. Happy birthday. All right, so let's give birthday picks to Londo and DC Capper. And Jose, your birthday pick.
Londo, you can tell how much you like people by the quality of the pick, and we always see that. So Londo, you could have Kansas City Royals money line +290, and our guy DC, who I obviously like better than you, Londo, under game in Seattle, New York. So take this under Seattle, New York, 7.5, 7, whatever it is. Take the under.
Under 7.5 for Seattle, New York. Brizzy, your birthday pick to Londo and DC Capper.
My birthday pick will be the Miami Marlins on the money line, -162. I mean, what more line movement and market movement do you have to see on Thursday to back the Marlins here? I feel like Thursday is always a day. It's the biggest indicator day for sports bettors. People are not going to the window at 10 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, the day before they get paid, to go bet on something unless they think they have an edge. And I'm going tomorrow.
Well, I will also it depends. If you are parlaying Jose, Brizzy, and my action, then take the Padres first 5 money line. If you are betting them individually, take the Padres first 5 -0.5. That would be my plan there. So it depends if you're going to parlay them or bet them individually.
By the way, Pete didn't give Mike a birthday pick this year. Fucked up, Pete. Fucked up, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Yeah, he was hurt. He was upset. I sent him a message. I'm like, where's Mike M's birthday pick? And it was just, he sent back a monologue. And he was very upset that he couldn't pull it off. And he was very nervous. It completely consumed him for like 48 hours. Is he going to like me anymore? No. Brizzy, we have a question here from Leroy Flood. It says, what does Brizzy think of the over-under in the Sky game? To review the movement in this one, we have a move to the under, but every book is moved down to 154.5, except for Pinnacle, which is juicing the over at 155. So that's.
I probably bet the under. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. Washington Mystics, #1 under team in the WNBA. But the only thing that does scare me is Sky can shoot the shit out the basketball. So that's the reason why I stayed off of it.
Oh, I love it. Happy birthday, DC Capper. Happy birthday, Londo. Get that cash. Brizzy, thank you for joining us.
Before we get on out of here, though, NBA draft is tonight, like Jose said. Yeah. NBA draft pick tonight. Chet Howard to be drafted into the top 20, -150. And if you can find a book that does team to players, Dallas Mavericks to draft Grady Dick.
Wow, that's so fucking Mark Cuban. That is so Mark Cuban. Draft the white guy. I love that. By the way, I don't know if you can do another one. The other French kid, Kalidou Koulibaly, I don't know his name. Him to get drafted by the Spurs as well. I mean, come on. The Spurs will use their draft capital that they got from the Atlanta Hawks trade back up into the lottery, and draft Wembanyama's teammate so they can have 2 French buddies perusing all of San Antonio. By the way, my goal, I'm going to make Victor Wembanyama gain 100 pounds just based off Texas food in general. Whataburger, tacos, enchiladas, quesadillas.
Don't Zion Williamson the guy. Don't send him the fucking Instagrams either. Let him just experience America by his own.
Yeah, Zion Williamson. I'd low-key like for him to be a Boston Celtic or whatever.
The Boston Celtics. Don't even get me talking about the Boston Celtics. Yeah, Kristaps Porzingis coming in to save the day, right? The fuck out of here. Man.
Crazy.
I stay off of that. No comment. No
You
comment.
know who won that trade? The Memphis fucking Grizzlies. Ja Morant, Marcus Smart, Cherry Jackson Jr. That team is going to be fucking good next year.
Yeah, Marcus Smart's the perfect addition to that team. So yeah, I wonder if you wait on the futures market, just wait the 25 games that Ja's out.
I think we wait the 25 games, Jim.
Yeah.
Do you over under how many arguments do you think Marcus Smart and Ja Morant get into?
Over
2.5.
Over. It's going to be 100. And by the way, Ja Morant's going to win all those arguments because he's just going to bring out his gun.
He's going to pull the Gilbert Arenas. They're going to be playing cards in the locker room. One thing's going to go one way, and he's just going to pull out the gun, and everyone's going to be like, whoa, take it easy, man.
That's the conversation ender.
I just can't believe Ja is picking Hood over $1 billion.
My favorite Ja Morant story is him submitting the video of him having the lighter gun as well to tell the NBA that the gun was a fucking toy.
Yeah, man. Jim, it was a toy, man. It wasn't a real Glock. It was a toy, man.
It's gonna
great PR team. If you have the money for a PR team, you pay for it, man. They tell you,
money, though? And then his kicks come out and they look spectacular.
Bro, that's the thing that actually makes me mad. It's the Nike deal. Nike does not play with that shit. As soon as Kyrie did that shit with saying the shit about the Jewish people, they said, yo, you're gone.
Yeah, I was shocked. There's like 7 people that have a signature shoe. That's crazy.
They're all dog shit, though, bro.
I like Jaws.
Dog shit. Ja Morant's is by far the best.
I thought Jaws was real clean when I saw it, man.
He's the only one I ever thought about. Shoes are at an all-time low right now when you're looking to buy Austin Reeves shoes in China.
Future San Antonio Spur Austin Reeves.
Yeah, the AR-15s, baby. Come on, AR. You got to come to Texas now, baby.
Exactly. That'd be the perfect thing for him. Everyone would love AR-15.
It would be great for his brand, Jose. I think that's the way he raises the brand. If your nickname's already AR-15, you go to Texas, you tote the gun, boom.
You become a sponsor of Black Rifle Coffee. I mean, it's all perfect.
We are 8 minutes away, or not really. I guess you start at 105. The first two start at 105. We are 3 minutes away from Diamondbacks, Nationals, Braves, Phillies.
So you're not going to make the Nationals bet, huh?
No, I can't. It's just too important, man. I can't be sitting here with fucking Nationals, Royals, and A's tickets.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Jim.
My back is all knotted up, and I feel awful. And
that's the greatest. The back's all knotted up. You can't even smoke. You can't even eat. Watch action.
I can smoke. Don't worry about that.
Oh, I can't eat. I can't
eat when I'm sweating games.
Eating is an issue. But I stopped boozing on the weeknights, and that's made things more difficult as well. Not only more difficult because I'm going to live longer too.
We'll see about that. I'm
certain it'll add a little bit of
time. Hey, I just hope you make it to 3 years. Jimmy, you'll be invited to the wedding. Billy will be invited to the wedding too.
Woo! Who's the wedding? Wait, I thought.
Yeah, let's not.
Am I right? I thought you opened up, right?
No, let's not even go there.
I'm sorry. Let's
talk. All right, Jose, now excited about his nuptials, is going to leche us into the future, Jose. But thank you, guys. We have nothing without you. Christopher Comentini, Andrew G, AOD, Banana Boat, Mike M, Saturated Nasty, Nate DC, Capper, Londo. What a great group. Thank you, guys. Justin McElvey, Londo selling his birthday, DC Capper celebrating his birthday, Viper NB, Noli knows. Joe Yurkovich moved on the Yankees, Seattle first 3 under 2.5. Swiss Horton. All you guys, Nate Dog 420, Rob Free, Vitalis, James S, Danny Lopez, James S. Thank you guys. Thank you all. Remos, thank you guys. Let's go out there and get that cash. Jose, now that you are setting yourself up for a long marriage, while you still have life in you, will you please let your ass into the future?
I don't like how you guys are talking about all this. It's going to be a great time. I'm going to be happy in 3 years because I'm obviously a broke bitch, Christopher Commentini. You think I just got ring money out of my fucking pocket? No. By the way, shout out to my guy, Aaron Rodgers, my quarterback, saying to legalize psychedelics. So we love that. Let you, everyone. Let's fucking get some money today. A's.
Wait, he really said that?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
did.
I just got the ESPN notification. So shout out to him. That's my guy. That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback.
What a fucking